Good evening and welcome to this special edition of Missing the Mark Radio. I am your delightful host, Neighbor Chris. Sitting to my left, the ever-tattooed Shane. And to my right, the man, the myth, the driving force behind all of Missing the Mark, Jamie.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
That was
delightful.
delightful and sweet.
Sponsored by
sweet,
NPR.
soothing tones of Chris, Neighbor Chris. You want to do the plugs while you're at it, or?
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Okay.
No, that's all you, bud.
Yeah, it's probably because you can't remember them.
You're right.
All right, fine. Well, missingthemarkradio@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads at MTMRadioRock, R-O-C.
Yes.
And email us missingthemarkradio@gmail.com with any suggestions for Dirt Barbie news, or if you want to throw some cash our way, we're happy about that too. Neighbor Chris is back to wearing the sunglasses.
Sunglass neighbor Chris.
I brought them with me.
Neighbor Chris. It's weird, man.
Sunglasses Chris. We're driving the neighbor
I
part.
might do it now just because it bothers you.
Sunglass Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same ring to it.
No,
It's
but
Neighbor
No,
Chris.
I prefer Neighbor Chris.
it's fair.
It does sound like I'm wearing a sweater, though, which I never am.
It does.
Speaking of sweaters, you'll never guess what I found the other day.
The cardigan I gave
I
you?
found it.
Nice. Does it fit?
Yeah. Yeah, I will never wear it.
Please
but
go
it
back and
fits.
reference Fat Guy in a Little Cardigan.
Yep. Please go
I
back, listen to that episode.
I don't remember what episode number that is,
I
but
still do have that cardigan.
it's delightful.
Yeah.
Well, actually, guys, we did a little prep this week.
Yes, we
What?
did.
We did homework?
We did homework.
What?
Shane was about to bail out, in which case I was going to kick him off the show this week, but I think you got that fact and you jumped right in. Chris saved the day and invited you over for a little
Soiree.
snuggle time on the couch.
My wife Rachel saved the day.
She
She invited me over.
she also probably figured out I was going to dump you off the show this week. Shane was about to be kicked off for a week.
It was her idea.
He was on indefinite suspension if that we didn't come through on this one. So
Double secret probation.
we watched. We should probably get this right? Mayhem and Muscles, the unauthorized documentary.
Documentary.
Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't get that out.
Come
The
on, man, this is
unauthorized-
NPR.
the
All we do is
unauthorized-
documentaries.
Documentary film about the American Gladiators.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So we all watched it. I kind of rushed through it a little bit. You, I think, binge watched it with Chris and his
Binge
wife.
watched 3/5 of it.
3/5.
There's
Got-
5 episodes,
I
right?
think there's 4.
5.
Is there 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I made it through all of them, but
So
thought
you
there
made
was-
it through 4 of
I
them?
thought there was 4.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
go
made
ahead.
it through 3 out of 5.
Okay.
So I got the gist.
So you didn't watch the other 2.
No.
You're off. This is like Back to the Wrestling podcast where you used to not watch it and read and try to talk about it, and then you were just talking
Yeah,
out
but
your
I
asshole.
watched more than half of it.
He was there.
It's
He
not
watched
enough.
quite a bit.
There was some good stuff that happened later on.
Well, we can still talk about it.
Did you guys watch the show when it was airing?
Oh, yeah.
I probably
You
like
were a little
reruns.
young.
Yeah, reruns for sure.
Shane was on Nick at Night version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it may have still been reruns for me as well. I'm not sure exactly when I watched it.
Well, you didn't have cable, but I don't think it was on cable, was it?
That
Wasn't
was
it? I think it was on like regular TV.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, after you were watching it, you're like, I don't know how that ever happened.
Oh,
I mean, after
Well-
hearing about season 1, yeah.
I mean,
Right.
like, you can't put most of what goes on in a Hollywood production on television, but, they chop up the product. It's the whole point of movies.
Well, sure. Yeah, I mean, how they sold it. What was your first impression, Shane?
Barbaric at first. Like the initial concept, there wasn't one. They were like, hey, let's make a show. We got big guys.
Right.
A literal dirt floor.
Yeah.
Literal.
In,
third
in,
floor.
in
No. A little shit floor.
Well, it
No,
wasn't
it's
made of shit. It was a dirt floor with shit on it.
Yeah,
Right. It was a...
Same.
It was
Same.
a, It was like a barn or a stable where they did like...
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was doing
Horse-
There was
it
a
an
rodeo
equestrian.
the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an equestrian center.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
And they had no plan.
No.
They
No
were,
plan.
they were, taking forever to set up. Imagine going to be a part of a studio audience and 4 hours of your time there was watching them set up.
Just one guy with enough charisma. He owned a gym, and he was an Elvis impersonator to sell this thing. And
Yeah.
See, I
He
think,
sold it on hopes and dreams.
and I think that was why it worked. Was that the concept was so good, and anybody who you explained it to was like, that could be great. But then they showed you what they were doing, like, oh my god.
Like,
It's terrifying.
well, the funny thing is, like, to your point, though, it was literally a concept.
It was a concept as they filmed it.
Right. Yeah, they really had no idea. It was like, we're going to do this thing called American Gladiators, and then we're going to do... Yeah, I got nothing.
Bounce on this trampoline while this woman tries to pick up foam pieces.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That was so bad.
That was...
And then the original sparring fight thing.
Oh,
the
Joust.
Joust.
Yeah, the original Joust.
Yeah.
Super
Was
dangerous.
the most sketchy setup. Hey, we're gonna have it so you get pushed backwards and you have no idea when the floor is gonna fall out, and below you, nothing.
Yeah, that was. Oh man, weren't they saying like every time like they were just hitting themselves on the wood planks? And
Yeah, on the way
just,
down.
Like that was dumb.
Yeah, and there was next to no padding.
The new version of it was significantly better.
Well, of course.
But man,
It
was
got there.
It did.
Lots of shows are not good in the first season, but lots of shows aren't also gladiatorial combat.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
How about was it the Eliminator? Is that the final thing? Where
Yeah.
they shot the balls, but literally all they had to hide behind was like sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
that ain't
well,
gonna do
that
nothing.
didn't work. But yeah, it was crazy.
Well,
Most of them were like,
I mean,
go ahead.
they hired a sports production company,
Yeah.
but they hired a sports production company that had experience doing golf.
Right.
You know, and like no
And
one
that's
had
what they
tried
got.
to do this exact thing before, so there was no one who just like this is their wheelhouse. They found a company that could do sports things, and they hired them to do this, and it didn't go well, and it's not surprising.
And they somehow got picked up for a season 2.
Well, the funny thing is, too, is like you think about it, they didn't really have athletes. They took like bodybuilders. Which
Yeah.
there's a difference between bodybuilding and athletics. And I like how they talked about how they eventually started having to juice up because the
Oh, the
competitors were way better athletes. They didn't look as good.
I'd say the one guy's opinion on that was hilarious. Give me an R. Give me an O. Give me an I. Give me a D. Give me a S. What's that spell? Gladiators. Like,
How about
that was awesome.
How about the one consultant or was it manager or whatever that was like completely obsessed with porn?
Oh, that guy.
And
Yeah.
he kept talking about it the entire time.
It'd blur out all the fake dicks in the background.
I was talking.
Yeah.
I was talking to Shane. That guy's existence is a hate crime against whatever people he claims to be from.
Yes.
It's just guys like I'm Greek. Like that is a shame upon all of Greece. Like
Yeah.
whoever he claims is his people don't want him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it's
He's
pretty
like
terrible.
a literal goblin.
He's an outcast.
Oh my god, that guy
He's
was gross.
still living in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can tell he's just still just there.
He's having to eat chips to keep his blood sugar up in the middle of the interview.
That guy was,
Part of me really wishes we watched this together.
it was great.
Shane
But
and I
I'm
had a
glad
great
you
time.
guys did.
No, it was awesome.
But yeah, it was funny though because it brought me back to when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
And then you just realize how screwed up it really was. Like it was right about the same time as like wrestling was going through all that steroid stuff too.
Yeah.
They were doing a ton, but with none of the pay.
Then there's the incredibly named Dick Askin, who
Yes.
keeps referencing is like, well, we were concerned that there may have been a steroid problem. Like he's
Right.
just talking about it as if it's like a he's still talking about it
Yeah.
as if it's like a possibility
Well,
that
his
there
whole
may
thing-
have been steroids.
His whole thing is
I believe we mitigated that as best as possible.
he was more concerned about the public image at the time because again that was during the
But this is
steroid
now.
era
Like,
of
he's
WWE.
still
And
talking
baseball.
about it like
Yeah.
he's on rep for Goldwyn. Like
True.
he's
It
still
was-
talking about it as if it's like a possibility that someone may have used steroids.
Like they didn't talk about.
Oh,
the
don't
fact
worry.
that
They
it was
tested
neat.
him.
They
Yeah.
did. They gave him what 6 weeks notice, something
Yes.
like that. 'cause
They gave him 6 weeks notice.
And then they
tested
never
him.
'cause they
never
knew they were
showed
gonna
anyone the
fail.
results.
Yeah.
And then
Like-
no one's seen the results ever.
No, they literally just wanted to say we tested them.
Yeah, that's what they did.
And they probably all failed.
It was
They probably didn't actually take drug tests.
man, the '90s was
They just
crazy.
peed into solo cups and
time.
called it a day.
Well, it's just so funny. Like you think about it, like stuff like that couldn't live today because of all the
No.
social media and stuff like that. And how about all the how many concussions do you think all of those gladiators got? The men
All
and
of
the
them.
women.
All of them.
Yes.
Every concussion. There's no number.
One of my favorite part is as they were going through the seasons, they kept flashing that image of all the gladiators and then crossing them out
Yeah,
and
as
then
they
pumping new ones in
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was kind of funny to
I'm
me.
surprised they lost the cyclist.
Which one?
I would have thought she would have been more sturdy. What was her name?
Oh, I can't
I
remember.
don't remember her name, but I remember she had gigantic legs.
Yeah, she was like an Olympic cyclist. Like,
Yeah,
You think that would have been great for like the domination event?
right.
Like she could have just like picked people up and
Yep.
moved them.
Yeah.
Just not sturdy.
What was there a specific character that annoyed you the most, other than porn guy?
Other than that guy, not really.
Yeah, other than that.
I mean,
guy.
yeah, him.
No, I was thoroughly entertained the whole time.
Well, I was surprised at how likable everybody was among the Gladiators.
Yeah.
Nitro has an incredible personality. Like he was the star for me.
I don't know why he's not on TV now.
Right. He's got it. Like I want to hang out with that guy. And that was probably the best part of the whole show for me, was finding out that him and Laser were roommates and they were just like doing bro things while they're doing American Gladiators and living in an apartment together.
Yeah.
Like that was hilarious.
You don't got a job? I might have a job for you.
Job for you. They're both football players, like, who wanted to be pro football players, but were just like called up during the strike and like weren't actually on the team, but they played together.
A lot of them had the same story too, and Shane, you probably attest to this too. Like a lot of them had the same stories, like pro wrestlers. Like they went to be a professional athlete, they made the team or made the NFL or whatever it is, and then one injury took them out of that, and they had to figure out something else to do athletic because they can't get away from it. And one thing, you talk about athletes who just can't give it up. Man, they were all in great shape.
Yeah.
Was there a single?
A lot of them are still in great shape.
That's what I'm saying. Is there a single former one that they interviewed that wasn't in good shape still?
Storm.
Which one was that?
Storm was in bad shape. Storm had the buzz cut.
Oh yeah.
She's looking a little rough.
You know who annoyed me the most was the fake surfer dude.
Oh, but he was playing a character and he was doing it so well.
He was.
Yeah, you watch that footage, you got to kind of get yourself in the mindset of somebody back then. You're like, that guy looks cool. Like back then, that guy looked awesome.
And at the beginning, they had him all running those gimmicks, and he was just doing it to the max. That was what they asked for.
They basically
That's the same thing as wrestling.
Yeah, they tried to mix pro wrestling with legit sport. And then I think, wasn't it after season 1, they were like, we got to drop the
and then that guy
the gimmick thing.
He also gave himself a concussion.
Which one was that one?
Off the swinging rope thing.
I wouldn't say that he gave himself. It was his knee that did the damage at the end.
That's what I'm saying.
But it was something to do about getting like donkey kicked off of a tower before that led to the injury.
Yeah, it was pretty violent.
Oh man,
the rope swing.
Yeah.
Malibu. That was his name.
Malibu. That's right.
Yeah, and then he got
Human Cannonball. I think that was
he got
called.
completely donkey kicked off the thing and then hit himself in the face.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and then he came back like the next week, and they were all like, all right, concussions don't exist. Have at it.
It's not a thing.
God.
CTE?
How
not
many
a
of
thing.
them have that, you think?
Yeah.
Yes.
Malibu was looking a little rough, too, when they interviewed him later on.
Yeah. You know who? I don't understand. Like, of all the competitors, they really had, like, one or two. Like, there was that one dude that stand out, that big asshole guy.
Yeah, the old guy?
Yeah.
The oldest guy ever to compete.
Oh, yeah.
Which is ridiculous because he's younger than I am now.
But he looked like he was 50.
He was 36. He did.
He looked so old.
He looked old.
He did look 50.
He didn't look great.
He was a tool.
He was amazing. I loved that. His whole interview was great.
Oh, he was such an asshole.
Oh,
he was like, they rigged it against me.
I loved it.
Yeah. He's like, because I'm not coming back because I'm injured, so they're just going to rig it so I lose.
They were like, he was just like, I don't. They're interviewing him on the show, and he's like, if my arm came out, I certainly didn't know anything about it. They cut back to him now. He's like, that was a complete lie.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they also kind of combined whose line it is that anyway. The points don't matter. They're made up on the spot.
Oh, man, I just remember how much fun that was. You think about it, too, and I think this came later on. Do you think that had anything to do with spawning off? Remember Nickelodeon Guts?
Yeah.
Do you think that was like almost like a kid spawn off of it?
There's no way that a show like that wouldn't have influenced the creation of some kind of, spin-off or inspired by.
Right.
Because it was a gigantic hit and a cultural phenomenon.
It was, and it was amazing how.
It's like what American Ninja Warrior is now.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of those Gladiators, though, they were all very close.
Yeah.
And then.
I mean, you stab a needle in your friend's ass too many times.
Well, there's that too. I was also, I don't remember this at all, and I'm glad the documentary pulled this up. When they went on tour.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that.
That's insane.
I didn't know anything about
that.
They
basically put them on tour 50 weeks a year.
It's crazy.
In a year, and then we're like, well, all right, we got to go back to filming now. And like half of them were like, dude, I'm way too beat up. Then they realized halfway through they got to hire more gladiators. And eventually made the show. Like Tower. Tower was a huge one on that one.
Yeah, I remember that name.
That guy's still jacked.
Still huge in his tiny shirt.
Yes.
Good for him.
Is he like a real estate agent now or something like that?
I think that's what it was, yeah.
Imagine pull up a house for an open house and that guy's in the front door.
Oh, my God.
Or that guy is the front door.
he is the front door. All right, I have to ask this question because I feel like they jumped around on it a little bit, but how much intergladiator bang was going on?
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
As many as there were concussions.
Yes. All of them.
It just sounded like, especially it was like Nitro and especially, it sounded like he was pretty much every bar he went to every night was taking somebody else home.
He was taking.
He took a crack at a few of the gladiator women too.
He was making to make every second count for his 15 minutes of fame.
How many STDs do you think he had?
All of them.
It's the same as the concussions.
Same as the concussions.
All
and
the
the intergalactic
STDs.
banging. All of them.
All the
man.
STDs.
But yeah, I still
still
couldn't get over
itches.
just like how great almost everyone looked still. Like,
Yeah.
Nitro still looked great. Laser looked incredibly handsome still. It was like,
Do you? Was there one that stuck out to you? I'll give my answer after this. Was one that stuck out to you that like seemed like after all this had their shit to most together?
ooh, interesting.
Didn't the one lady have her own business or something like
A
that?
few did. The
Ice.
Ice.
Yeah.
She seems cool as hell. She's the one with all the
Yeah.
tattoos and the short
Yeah.
haircut, right?
Yeah.
I'd want to hang out with her.
She said something about like Laser tried to get with her. It's like too bad I'm on the same team as you or something
Yeah,
like that.
Going up to the same. Then she talked. Didn't she talk about a where he's like, "Yeah, I'm going home with her," and then she ended up walking out of the room the next morning with that girl.
Yeah, there was
Something like
they were-
that,
they
yeah.
were
Hilarious.
competing,
Yeah, they're competing for the same women. But anyway,
fishing in the same pond.
yeah. Was there somebody that you kind of like after all this, like they were able to kind of make a good life for themselves afterwards?
I think
Well-
a lot of them still was doing pretty
Well,
good.
yeah,
still.
Laser had a family and
Mhm.
and kids. I think I got the impression he was still married.
Yeah,
So he had like a real life.
that's what I was. He was
I'll
my
say
answer.
The one lady married the other guy.
Oh yeah, Blaze. Blaze married the instructor from the Marines.
Oh yeah, that's
That taught the
right.
other people how
Yeah.
to do.
Sarge.
Sarge,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he was the consultant,
And that
right?
kept her out of most of the, well, probably all of the
Yeah.
sexual shenanigans. Like she was
Yes.
already married and had,
right.
like through that whole thing, which was probably really healthy for her. And she seemed really stable and had her head screwed on right.
Yeah, I think
She was fun to listen to.
like I said, to me, Laser was like the guy that I felt like he's the dude next door. Like he made a good, solid life for himself after the fact, and he had some like. What was interesting to me is no matter all the hardships and all the banged up, bodies they had, it seemed like all of them, in the end, took a positive experience away from that, which I found interesting because as much as they were, physically banged up, the emotional, the crappy pay, the terrible contracts.
It had to be a lot of fun.
I would think so, right?
Yeah. Minus the concussions.
Minus the concussions. I mean, they finally got the helmet stuff right. And
Yeah, they figured it out.
think about it
eventually.
though; it was innovative too at the time. They had helmet cams and all that
Yeah,
stuff too.
they got
Like
real-
that
I mean-
was real interesting.
No one else had that.
And it was right, and it was real.
Yeah.
Like it was real competition.
Until
What
they
is
rigged it.
Something Nitro said at the beginning is like, I get to enact violence on people on camera for money.
Like he seemed like he would sign up again.
Yeah.
Like at his current state.
I have to look up and see what he's doing now. But like to your point, Chris, like he should be on TV somewhere.
He could host his own show.
He should
Do you
be
think he
hosting
goes
something.
by Nitro still?
I would.
Out in public.
He wears a jacket that says Nitro on the sleeve.
True.
His leather jacket.
Yeah.
I love when they're
That guy signs his credit card receipts Nitro.
I love when they're showing the merch and like the action figures. Like super cool. They have an action figure. Looks nothing like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all
They're
all the women
same
were the
with their-
same.
Yeah, with just different painted on clothing. Like that was funny. But no, it was I remember watching that as a kid and like all the other things it probably spawned off of too. And I think back to or inspired, I should say. I think back to some of the theatric portions of it and things like that. Like it definitely took a page from pro wrestling. But it definitely had offshoots of other things. I think you guys probably don't remember this at all, but I remember going to Universal Studios in Florida and watching a taping of this as Roller Jam. It was roller derby, but with like characters.
Oh.
That was fun. I think Dad actually spawned me to look that up on YouTube. Be like, wow, I actually sat in the studio audience for a couple tapings. It was pretty cool.
Did they have the alligator?
No alligator.
No.
Yeah, that didn't work out well. But no, I thought it was a really cool nostalgic look behind the scenes. I almost feel bad for them on the pay scale thing because you think about all the merch and like how the one guy, maybe I think it was that Dick guy, was playing down like, well, we really didn't make that much off the merch. Bullshit, you didn't.
Merch sells.
I definitely had. I had like the air cannon thing. It would fire. It had these foam balls it came with, but it would fire tennis balls as well.
Yes,
and it would fire them harder. The harder you could pump the thing. So the stronger you got, the faster those things would launch out of there, and they would move. Like it was the best Nerf type weapon that we had.
Yeah.
That thing, you knew when you got hit with that one, like you were out.
I feel like they sold the joust and all that stuff too, didn't they?
Yeah, I bet.
Probably
I'm sure
blow up
was all
versions,
huge,
yeah.
like that '90s versions of like lunch boxes and all that stuff
yeah,
too.
Yeah, that was that era. That was the era for merch.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure that there's something in the middle between, Goldwyn not wanting to renegotiate contracts after the show finally became popular, and also something true about the cost of production was probably really high. Like, they weren't filming for that long.
Yeah.
Like, it was all filmed within a pretty short window, but they were, like, expensive sets to build.
Yeah.
And so there was probably, there's somewhere in between that they totally ripped us off, and the thing was so expensive we hardly made money. I'm sure they made plenty of money.
Can you imagine, Shane, to your point earlier about sitting through, a taping, even when they got better at it, there was still, it sometimes took 20, 30 minutes to switch over the set to the next event. Like, that's kind of crazy to me.
I would
30
have sat there for 30 minutes.
Yeah, as opposed to 4 hours.
You're going to watch 12 jousts back to back, and then you're going to, half an hour later, you're going to watch 12 domination events back to back. I would absolutely sit for that half an hour and stare at nothing.
That's great.
Are you kidding?
Sell beer.
And talk about what I had just seen?
Yeah, I guess. So they did it, what? They filmed it all at Universal Studios in Hollywood, right?
Yeah, something like that.
That was one of the
filmed at a soundstage.
Yeah.
Eventually.
That was one of the things that was really eye-opening to me was that the whole thing was filmed simultaneously, and it wasn't like an individual set of events and competitors. And they just chopped it and put it all together at the end because they just ran every competitor for the whole season all at once, back to back, and then they just chopped it up and made episodes out of it. That was completely. Watching that, I had no idea that was what was going on.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah, it makes sense, but I never even considered that was what was happening.
Do you think something like that could be redone and made today? Can they try to cash in on this again?
Yeah.
Obviously redo it, relaunch it.
Yeah,
sure.
Now.
Why
Easily.
not?
I wonder if that was a Goldwyn. Who owns it again? Sam Goldwyn?
Yeah, Samuel Goldwyn.
I wonder if they still own the rights to it. They have to, right?
I mean, the name for sure, but
whatever.
you could change the name and make a very similar show. And what are they going to do about it?
Yeah, but I think the money is in the brand.
Yeah.
Right. I think you could definitely do.
But
something like that.
nowadays with the technology we have and the architects that could build stuff,
yeah,
like they could easily do that show nowadays and make it 10 times better than it was back then.
they could change it over too, probably pretty quickly, or get a big enough thing where they could actually film it in multiple spots in that thing. The reason I'm thinking about that too is if you think about it in today's marketplace where everything is on demand and you're able to watch you binge watch an entire season of something when it comes out, right? When it's brand new.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these networks and stuff are just itching for live sports. Like look at I think it's CW Network, right? They used to be just the 90s TV show rerun channel. Now they're bringing on live sports. It looks like they've got college football on there. NASCAR's second division, the Xfinity Series, is going to be 100% on CW Network starting next year. Like a lot of these networks are just clamoring for live sports and live television.
Live
Could
sports
you do
is where
that?
it's at.
Could you do that live?
Yeah, I think so. You could film it live for sure.
You'd have to have a big enough set where you could just everything would have to be either be able to be quicked out or quick changed.
Or it'd be like a
it's
3-event thing. You have all three set up. Yeah.
Yep.
And then you just, commercial break, you have everyone filing out to a separate set or whatever you got to do.
Or a rotating stage or something.
They'd be able to figure it out because they've figured out, these. Think about the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
How quickly do they get a stage set up and then moving parts of that stage moving and then broken down all within an hour?
Yeah. Can you do less? Can you do it with less injuries now, you think?
Yeah.
Is the technology there to prevent the injuries?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, they did a lot of stupid stuff early on. Like, there's always going to be injuries, but like they had some just some terrible set design.
Yeah, I mean, what was the event that You had to, like, carry the football over the end zone. There was no pads whatsoever.
Yeah, it's domination.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, they could do
Is that what it
that as
was?
like a. I mean, it's basically an Oklahoma drill.
Yeah.
Football players run that all the time.
Yeah, with
You
pads.
get
though.
right. You get them full on padded up.
Yeah, you can make some really cool gladiator pads.
Yeah.
Really cool gladiator pads.
Right. Well, like if you're gonna like,
Oh, yeah,
you're
that's
gonna make
true.
them
You
wear
could. Yeah,
pads like football pads.
Yeah.
You, like just think of what kind of like what kind of designs and styles you could do with that.
True.
Just make it just as flashy. I mean, I would watch that today if that was a thing.
Yeah, it'd be
a good
super
show.
cool.
I'm just wondering, like, could this documentary, because it's unauthorized type thing, could that spawn or, have it come back or?
Based on if it like generates a lot of interest, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on how popular it is and for how long is it popular on Netflix that someone picks it up as another show again.
Yeah. What if Netflix picks it up?
I could see that.
That'd be pretty cool.
You know how smart a Netflix that would be?
Oh,
Capitalize
huge.
like, hey, look at what this happened, and then boom, we got a brand new season of.
So we did unauthorized. Now we're doing authorized.
Isn't there a version, or is this that version on ESPN? Didn't ESPN do one on American Gladiators recently, like a documentary series?
I don't. If they did, it was probably like a 30 for 30.
I think it was.
I mean, if it was, it's hour.
And it kind of came
half,
out
2
right
hours long.
around, like, it was like last, gosh, I want to say it was in, like, spring of this year, and then this one
Yeah,
just came out, right?
If they're interviewing Nitro again, I got to go find that and watch it.
Is
I would watch that guy's show right now as well. Like if he was like, "Oh yeah, he's hosting his own show now," I'm like, "Yes,
Is
I'm
he-
in for the Nitro show."
Is he your favorite?
I mean, I think he's the most fun.
He is the most fun. What was that one that was kind of a newer one? And she's like, "Yeah, I have an OnlyFans."
Oh,
Oh, Sky.
Sky, yeah,
That was her name.
She smashes things with her feet for money.
She's all about the foot. Well, she's also like, what, 6'3" or something like that?
It's a big girl.
So her feet are probably massive.
Good for her. There's a market for that. I
There
guess.
is. Yeah. Make your money somehow, right? Shane, what are you doing over there?
Oh, wife texted me. Jake wants to watch wrestling, and what match you wanted to watch. So I had to tell her what event it was.
Got it. What do you want to watch?
Logan Paul versus Ricochet.
Okay. That was SummerSlam.
Yep.
Good match.
Great match.
I'm with you on that one.
I mean, you put two talented guys like that in a ring, you can't go wrong.
True story. I'd like to see Ricochet on American
That'd
Gladiators.
be sweet. Even him just on American Ninja Warrior would be kind of cool.
His old girlfriend was. What's her name now? Katana Chance. It was. Her real name is Casey Catanzaro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think she was on twice.
She was actually real popular on that.
Yeah.
She's not been on there a few times.
Yeah. She's on WWE's main roster now, I think, with Kaden Carter. Anyway, any other takeaways you guys got on this?
I didn't know that they had repeat contestants.
Mm.
They had some folks that came back over and over again. That one woman was on 4 times.
Yeah.
What was her name?
I don't remember.
They
her
probably
name.
spread out the episodes
do-
enough
yeah.
where it could have been, they did that. How many seasons was it? It was 7, did they say?
I think it was 7 seasons.
They started
7
at
or
what?
8.
When did they start? It was 1987.
It was
89, I think.
It was I think 87, 88.
Yes. It was 87. That sticks out in my brain for some reason.
I think they started filming in 87. They released it in 88 and 88, beginning of 89. They did a split season type deal.
Yeah.
Yes, they did 13 episodes and they
Yeah,
took
yeah.
a break and came back and
I mean, what a phenomenon. They have an interview, I think, at some point where Bill Clinton was the president at the time, watching it with his daughter Chelsea. That
Yeah.
was their show that they watched together.
it
One of
almost
those
didn't happen.
things.
Right. The origin story of it is still ridiculous. He came with a thought and an idea and tried to sell it.
Sold it and then still just had an idea.
Oh, it was so primitive.
They started filming with just an
So
idea.
primitive.
The guy made a poster and they turned it into a show.
I remember as a kid wanting to do that sort of stuff. I remember creating our own joust thing and just beating the living hell out of each other and
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
making
to
your
do.
own eliminator, like you said, with the tennis balls, Chris, and is that what it's called? It was eliminator, right? That was the final thing.
That was the final. The eliminators were the contestants went up against each other.
Oh, that's right.
What was the one? What was that challenge with the running between the obstacles and launching things at the target?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I can't think of it.
Well, listen, we'll set up a joust for the next summer party.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah,
That's a great
I like
idea.
it. We could definitely do that.
we'll get 2
And
step.
it'll live around here
We'll
in
get 2
EMT.
step ladders. We'll set them up in your pool.
I like where your head's at.
I'm on board with this idea.
I like where your head's at. About to get a concussion.
Yeah. Totally worth it. Add number 7 to the list. It's fine.
Wives are not allowed to listen to this.
Oh, you're
show.
on 6?
I think so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably been 3 documented.
You're like, I don't really know. I can't really count anymore.
Well,
I can count to 6.
I can't keep
the other ones the other ones basically I was like, yeah, I got a headache for a week. I got it one. It was one of those, you know it. You just there's not really anything they can do for you. It's like, don't have any physical contact with your head for a week. Okay, got it.
Like, but I bang it on my head at work. I bang my head on my wall at work every day. What do you mean?
You do?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So any other thoughts, guys? I mean, I would recommend anybody that hasn't seen it. You know, you should definitely check it out on Netflix.
It was a blast.
It was awesome.
It was a lot of fun. Seriously though, I really wish I'd have watched it with you guys because it probably would have been more fun. Although, would that have taken the banter away from what we're doing now?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, me and Chris
We'll have to
didn't-
test it and try out.
Me and Chris had a couple comments back and forth, but other than that, we
Just watched it.
We were just
Eyes-
there was
yeah.
a lot of laughter.
a lot of
Oh, I'm
laughter.
sure there was.
Eyes glued. You know.
It was done. I think it was done very, very well. I mean, it was
Well, good.
it was funny. It was honest. It was.
Every
It
time
was awesome.
Dick Askin had something to say, there was a good show. There was a suspicion that there were steroids in the dressing room.
That guy did not.
Or to the point where they were like, there's needles everywhere.
That guy did
And the
not
one girl was like,
want to admit it.
there was no needles.
Well, that was
I don't understand. It was
that was Blaze.
Yeah, she was like, there's no needles.
It's called Muscles and Mayhem: An Unauthorized Story of American Gladiators. So, yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend checking it out. It's a really easy watch, right? It's 5 episodes, anywhere from 36 minutes to 46 at the max. I mean, those are lunch break watches. You know what I mean?
And it passed the Rachel test.
That's incredible.
Yeah. She was still conscious at the end of the whole thing.
Really?
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
We
a
here
good
at
one.
Missing the Mark Radio are very proud of her.
Well, that's how we know it's a good show. If it's not a good show, she just goes to sleep.
It's a good test. It's good.
Something to
good,
keep her attention.
good litmus test. So.
I like it.
That was fun. We should do a lot more review stuff like that. I think it's a lot of fun to kind of play with. I did have, before we get on to our favorite segment, Shane, I had a question for you, and this probably isn't going to pertain to you at all, Chris, and that's fine.
Okay.
Sorry, just sit back and do what you're doing. It's more wrestling chatter. What are your thoughts, because you became sort of an AEW kind of guy, what are your thoughts on CM Punk being fired from AEW?
It's too late.
Too late?
I mean, they'll fix the locker room, blah blah blah, but they
Yeah.
should have done it the first time.
Agreed.
Guy's
So
just a
you're
dickhead.
not. So you're I've
Don't
said
waste
that.
their one episode. Fuck that guy.
Oh wow! All right, I agree. There was, multiple incidents.
I mean, just he's a baby. He's
really
a giant
is.
crybaby.
He's a jerk.
He got into an argument minutes before his match at All In
Yeah.
with Jack Perry
Side note.
over nothing.
Side note. Balls on Jack Perry.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely deserved to be suspended too. After basically inciting it. Jack Perry, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, who wrestles for AEW, is actually Luke Perry's son.
Okay.
The actor that died a while ago. Anyway, yeah. So he.
This has been Fun Facts with Jamie.
Just wanted to
An
tell
actor's
you.
son who died. That
Oh,
guy
I li-
died
oh, I
a
like
while
it.
Just
ago.
wanted to tell you. All right,
I'm over it.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what your opinion would be on it because I know you kind of got an AEW a little bit there.
I
but-
was a huge CM Punk fan back in the day, but then you learn how the real guy is, and again, fuck that guy.
Yeah, you realize that he sucks.
He's just a giant baby.
He really, really
He
is.
cries to get his way, and WWE gave him his way.
Yep.
And AEW was like, no.
Well, they gave.
And then they gave him a show.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
pretty
whole
much
reason
created
Collision came about.
Yeah.
Is they're like, we need CM Punk back. He puts butts in seats.
And we had to get him away from the elite.
Exactly. And we did that, and then he goes and does another dickish thing.
I heard this last incident was actually broken up by Samoa Joe.
Yeah, so I mean,
Could you imagine trying to get in?
if I was tussling with somebody, and that guy came running at me, I'm stopping the fight.
Yeah, like I'm done. I'm done.
He's a big man.
Very, very big man. I feel as though, and I've said this from day one, I feel as though they're doomed. because
Who's they? AEW.
AEW.
In general? I mean,
because Tony Khan is rich fanboy playing wrestling promoter.
yeah, and they got the money to pay.
And he let way too much go for way too long. Now he's gonna,
They got to backpedal
throw
lot.
the book. They got a long way to go to fix that.
I mean,
how many different people have been suspended over incidents?
I mean, if you think about it, 90% of those have involved CM Punk.
True,
He's toxic.
but like Andrade, I think Andrade did it because he wanted out.
Yeah, I could see that.
He wanted out and couldn't make that happen. But like everybody was grass is greener on the other side going to AEW. How many of those guys from the old WWE guys are just ready to come back?
I don't think many. I think they get a lot of freedom there.
Right, but that's the problem.
I don't know if it's so much a problem, but
Why has WWE succeeded for as long as it has? The buck stopped with one guy. One guy.
yeah, it's true.
Tony Khan's not that guy.
No. He's playing with dad's money.
He's playing with daddy's money. Did you see, though, the WWE partnered with the NFL to make championship title belts for
And
all
Jaguars took him off.
the Jaguars pulled it because
Yeah.
Tony Khan's father owns the Jaguars.
Yeah, you can't sell a
Can't sell a
WWE style championship belt of the team owned by essentially another wrestling promoter.
Yeah. That went off real quick.
I don't know. I don't.
Side note: I really wish those belts weren't $500.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
They're so cool.
Should have got the Igloo Cooler fanny pack they've been advertising.
Yeah.
I want that too.
That's available. That's not $500.
That's
No,
true.
that's $40.
What were you going to say?
Well, I don't. Does the suspensions and all that drama really hurt AEW? Like, aren't they supposed to be kind of the renegade upstart?
They are, but it hurts the product because the locker room is a toxic mess.
I mean, it's better now.
Because is it though? We'll see.
I mean,
time
not
will
immediately.
tell.
Not immediately,
I
but
mean, I saw the
they'll figure it
news
out.
that CM Punk was fired, but everything else that I've seen has been some generally positive buzz about AEW.
I mean, they had the largest paid attendance in wrestling history.
The problem is every time they have momentum, it's marred by something that's happened backstage. So second you get momentum, it halts it immediately.
I don't
And
think
they
it's halted,
can't-
and I think people are happy CM Punk's gone.
There's
He's a
gonna
lot
be-
of the. I mean, he's a lot of the toxic.
Yeah, I think the locker room's probably
Yeah,
glad that he's gone.
the locker room, the writers probably are happy.
And if I'm WWE, I don't sign him.
No,
Or if you do,
let Phil Brooks run off into the sunset.
or if you do, you put somebody said this, and I can't remember who it was. Put him on a 6-month contract
I saw that. I read that.
and let him prove to you that he's worth his money.
Survivor Series to WrestleMania.
Yep. And just if he's not, goodbye. Thanks for coming.
I don't think he's worth it.
I don't think he is either. I don't think he's a big enough draw, and I think too many people are soured by his attitude.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's going to get that pop in WWE like he did in AEW.
No. I mean, people are gonna read what he did and go, well, no.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess the final straw is not just the incident before, but the way he had
The way he handled it.
Tony Khan felt threatened.
Well, he also pulled a Brock Lesnar. If I'm not going on last, I'm going on first.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is really
that's-
first because
that's
AEW
fine.
puts real matches on their pre-show.
Yeah.
Doesn't the format demand a character like this?
It is, but it's not a character. He's just an asshole. Because
Yeah,
the
this
pro-
was off.
so
this
here,
was off
this
screen,
is all
off script.
Yeah.
Right.
But the thing is
But hold on now. Let's. Are we going to say that the world of pro wrestling doesn't blur the lines
Oh, sure it
between
does. That's the
what's
whole
off
point.
and on script?
that's the whole point. The however is, and here's the problem with CM Punk, is all
His name's
this.
Phil.
Yeah.
That's not the problem.
Chick magnet.
It's a problem. That's not the problem.
Isn't the CM stand for chick magnet? Or it did way
I
back
mean-
when? Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
that's like I love that like. How old are you now? And this is still your name. Like you
Yes.
needed a rebrand somewhere
Yeah.
along the way.
So the problem with him, and this is where it gets, from a character standpoint, absolutely. But if you're pissing off all these people, the whole thing is, quote unquote, you got to go out there and do business. If you don't trust that person to go out there and do business, and you put your life in their hands, because honestly, the whole idea is suspension of disbelief, right?
Mhm.
So you got to be out there, and you got to be able to trust the person you're working with to protect you. make it look great, but protect you. If this asshole is causing this many problems backstage, you're going to trust him to protect you out there in the ring? Or not be like, ooh, I slipped. You know what I mean? And I think that's the biggest thing. And what was the downfall of WCW? Other than the Turner merge. Turner AOL.
Well, that was definitely the AOL part that ruined everything.
Well, yes, but what was the other downfall as it started getting bad?
He's looking at you now because I don't know anything.
I mean, there was a lot.
I know the AOL is bad.
Yeah, that too.
There's a lot.
The main problem is they let the inmates run the asylum.
I mean, yeah.
And you talked earlier about
and then everyone joined the NWO, and there was
Correct.
no WCW.
So you talk about all the creative freedom that all these guys have. What's going to be their downfall? What's been the downfall so far? All these people with this creative freedom basically saying, screw you, I'm not going to do what you tell me to do.
I mean, it's not even
It's
that
more
many
than
people.
CM Punk.
Yeah, but it's not really that many more.
He was a major
He was
problem.
a major like before he was there. Yeah, everyone would chant his name, blah blah blah. But when he wasn't there, the wrestling was still great. The storylines were still pretty good.
Yeah, storylines have always sucked in AEW.
Yeah, that's what I said. Pretty good.
The only storyline they have going on right now is the Adam Cole and MJF thing.
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
But anyway, regardless,
I think that thing's awesome. Their match was amazing.
yeah, they're wonderful. But Chris is like, I'm lost. But I very appreciate what you've given to this so far, though.
I'm paying attention.
The questions you've had has been delightful.
Yeah.
They're best friends. They won one of the tag team championships
I'm interested. I just don't know
in
things.
the opening match, and then they had a match against each other.
Like, I don't know
for
that
the
the CM
championship.
stands for Chick Magnet, which makes it even dumber.
It does. Chick Magnet
It's,
Bun.
it could also be Cookie Monster. He's answered multiple different ways.
Cookie Monster.
Could be, yeah.
That would be better, I think.
I mean, that's been his name since what?
The Indies.
Early 2000s?
The Indies.
Yeah.
I appreciate his sticking with it, but I wouldn't have.
Oh, he's a train wreck. I think AEW's better without him.
I mean, any business is better without him.
Yeah, I hope WWE says no way. I've heard many or read many a thing where the WWE locker room's like, please don't hire him. Please don't bring him back. They don't need
He's
that
not worth the headache.
cancer in the locker room.
Exactly.
So anyway,
there's enough wrestling talk to bore Chris to be hungry.
I love wrestling.
I'm always
so
hungry.
happy with wrestling. All right, well, this was a lot of fun. I think we should plan stuff more often, to be honest with you. We'll try that in the future. So
Planning.
I guess let's get right into this week's edition of Snack Mode because I'm hungry.
We're going into snack mode.
Shock the system.
We're going into snack mode. We're going into snack mode. We're going into snack mode.
All right, I have worked up a gladiator-sized hunger, so it's now time for this week's edition of Snack Mode.
We're not doing steroids.
We're not doing steroids, no.
Speak for
That's
yourself.
the
This is
gladiator size.
Public service announcement from Missing the Mark Radio is we do not do steroids, nor do we condone it.
We haven't been tested.
Did I miss the joke for the record?
Yeah, you did.
Damn it. I can't wait for the listen back. Damn.
Yeah,
All
because
right.
I'm not telling you. That was funny, though.
All right. So, fine. Yeah, I can't wait to hear it because I'm going to probably giggle like a little girl in my car. All right. So, Chris, you and I have the snacks. Shane was just telling us about his new refrigerator, so he hasn't been able to go grocery shopping. So that's okay. We brought oodles amount of snacks.
I know. I saw a dollar store bag, so I'm pretty darn excited.
You should be. How many you got?
I got 2.
All right. I got 3. A 4th one that we can't use.
Yeah, it should be good.
Probably shouldn't use that one. All right. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Well, you got 3, so you go first.
All right. I'll go first.
Yeah,
All right.
fair.
So let's start off with the first thing I have. The first 2 are going to be very similar. We're just going to grab one right off the bat. I've got Warheads
Oh, these are delicious.
cubes.
Oh.
Have you had them?
I
Shane?
have.
Oh, all right.
The colors do taste different.
Reserve your
I
judgment
will.
here. So
I will.
Have you seen
Warhead
that video
cubes.
where the guys are arguing about whether or not Fruit Loops taste different? That's so funny. Have you seen
No.
that, Jamie?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Find that and send it to me.
I will send it to you. There's like this one guy who's adamant that the different colors of Fruit Loops taste differently. He's like, that's not a thing. That's not real.
It's not real. They tricked you.
So there are a bunch of different colors.
I'm trying one each.
They smell pretty great.
Well, they're Warheads now, too.
Yeah. You're going to one of each?
Oh, yeah. Give me,
All right.
give
So
me
we've
every
got
color.
blue.
Just finger all of them if you would.
Whatever.
Just
Orange, red. And
Just
there's
give
a
it the old check for
purple
change.
here somewhere. Go ahead. All right.
I wish I could put my face in this bag.
It does smell good.
Here, take the other one of those.
Mm.
No, grab that one.
Yeah, I got one that's stuck too.
I got orange, pink, purple,
Okay.
green. Oh man, there's so many colors.
Oh, there's more I missed?
I got at least.
Oh, there is a green.
I got at least 5 different colors here.
All right, let's just try them and see what we like. Shane's already started.
I'm going purple.
All right.
So the orange is pretty good. It's watermelon.
Shane's making that pucker face.
Yeah, I didn't get hit. The grape, or the purple one didn't hit me. I think it was grape. It didn't
Yeah.
hit me that hard.
It was good, but there's no... I don't think the sourness is that hard. Like a traditional Warhead.
Yeah, it doesn't have the punch I associate with a warhead.
When you have a Warhead, it punches you in the face. I mean, these are really good, though.
This is a very tasty sour candy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't have that warhead, like the face on the box. That guy. I'm not making
Yeah.
that face.
Right.
Shane did briefly, but I think it was mostly because of the watermelon flavor.
Yeah, the watermelon flavor got me.
Orange was good. Red. Oh, red is watermelon.
Yeah, it's
That's really good.
they trick you. I don't like watermelon flavored things.
Oh.
Mm. What's the blue?
I mean, the box should say the flavors.
Guava.
I'm not gonna lie, there might be a guava flavored
The
one.
flavors are orange, green apple, watermelon, strawberry, blue raspberry, and black cherry. There's 6 flavors. I only saw 5 colors, but there's different varieties of reddish pink.
The watermelon, my favorite.
I'm not a fan of the watermelon. The blue's
Oh.
good. The purple's good.
I didn't get a green. Did you get a green, Chris?
Yeah,
How was the green?
it was good.
Which one's that one?
I didn't get one of the red ones. I didn't get... Oh, you know what?
Oh, I didn't get a pink one. Let's try that.
Yeah, I might not have gotten a strawberry. That's pretty good.
They're very tasty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
It's just a delightful little sour snack. This might be all sweet tonight. I don't...
It's not, I assure you.
Oh, good. All right, well, I got...
I don't know. I'm here for it.
I don't know what I got. I don't know what this is, so I don't know if it's going to be sweet or savory.
It's not in English. It is. What is that?
What is that? It's like a giant Oreo package.
Yo, if it's giant Oreos, I'm gonna be so excited.
Right.
This is from Bimbo. It's got like a
What'd you
knot.
call me?
It's got a knot Stay Puft Marshmallow Bear on the...
I don't know what those are, but they look
But
fantastic.
it
see that
has
packaging?
it has Facto Datos de Nutrition on the back.
You know what they look like? And I hope they are.
Funnel cakes.
It's just sweet, crispy. Yeah,
Sweet
either that
crispy
or
wheels.
almost like a churro.
Yeah, something like that.
They're Bimbunuelos.
Where is this from?
Bimbo.
Country jackass.
I don't know. They sponsor the rhinos, or they did when they still existed.
Oh.
right,
Yeah, it's Bimbo Bakeries.
Okay.
Producto de Mexico.
Ah, Mexico. We love Mexican snacks.
Yeah, we
I'm
do.
really hoping
Store
churro now.
in a cool, dry place.
Oh,
Oh God, there's been some damage.
That's okay.
Oh, there's multiple little packages.
Oh,
they're big.
Oh,
They're large. It's like an
are.
entire wagon wheel.
It's like it's like a little mini
Funnel
funnel cake. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm getting in there.
Give me one. Give me one. Give me one. Hurry up.
Put it in my mouth.
Yeah, hurry
There
up.
you go.
Give it to me.
Wow, it's like
Oh, it's flaky. Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh, it's puff pastry. It looks
Oh,
like.
here we go.
Bimbunuelos.
All right, let's try this before it falls apart in our faces.
Oh, it's crunchy. I wasn't expecting that crunch.
Crunch noises. Nom.
It's so crunchy.
Almost too crunchy. Everybody's favorite part of the show. Are we chomping the microphone?
I'm not sure what I was expecting, but it was not that.
No.
I was not expecting that much crunch. It was flaky. It was super crunchy. It's almost like
It's a fortune cookie with sugar on it.
not a fortune cookie. The
One
but you're on the right track. Those like stick like chips they do. Not chips.
Yeah, the breadstick things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little crunchy bread things
The
that you get at
crunchies.
the Chinese restaurant.
I just
don't-
call them the crunchies. I have no idea what
Oh, I
they're
know what you're
called.
talking about.
Yeah, it's like that kind of crunch,
I mean, I don't hate them.
but it's got a dusting of sugar on there.
Straight up granulated sugar.
Yep.
Side note, my wife has now stated that since the podcast is done here, that all snacks should remain here because she wants to try them all. I'll take a little package of that if you.
Yeah.
If you
That hurt my mouth.
Yeah, it was
could-
way
it could be
crunchier
sharp.
than I thought.
Here.
Thanks.
For the family.
All right.
La Familia.
Way crunchier than I thought. All right. On to my next one. Well, I'm going to stay in the same theme. I'm going to go.
Yo, these are good too.
Stop eating the stuff.
My son loves
Candy
sour
do you eat?
candy.
Jesus.
No, my son loves sour candy, so I always get some.
Warheads Ooze Chews.
Oh, I know what these are.
They're
yeah.
like little filled.
Yep.
They're kind of like
Shoestring.
gushers.
It's like a warhead creamsicle. It's
yeah.
amazing. I'm gonna
All
love
right.
this.
Let's give this a
And
shot
I know
here.
because I've already had it.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm a big fan of sour candy.
Okay. Well, let's give this a shot.
I don't need a ton of.
Wow, they're thicker than they look on the package.
That's what she said.
It's not what she said.
Never
All right,
said
I'm gonna
that.
take a
It depends
few.
on what she was talking about.
All right, there's a bunch of different colors in here. I'm gonna try to get one of each. All right, close enough. There you go. Take those.
Yeah. All right. I got blue.
It says we've got mango,
red.
strawberry, green apple, black cherry, watermelon, and blue raspberry again.
Here we go again.
Pretty much the same flavors we just had,
Yeah,
but
they
then
just do
with
it
a
again.
filling.
Only in goose format.
Oh, I got mango to start.
Mm-hmm.
Still not getting that pucker, but I like these better.
These are more on the sour side than the cubes.
They are. I'm going pink. It's like a strawberry. Oh. Dude, stop eating all of them.
I'm taking one at a time instead of
Just
five
trying
at a
the
time like you
flavors.
guys
Okay.
did.
Man, it was very territorial and aggressive.
Sour
Jamie.
chew candy filled with ooze. Let's go to red.
You know that thing where like another dog gets near another different dog's dog bowl,
Yep.
and there's a that was what that was. It just snarled you off.
Man, these are so good.
The texture is what does it.
Yeah, it's definitely got a more chewy.
Yeah.
Almost like the sour straws,
Yeah.
but then they put a filling in them.
What's the official name of these things?
Warheads Ooze Chews.
They make ooze
Ooze.
tubes too.
Huh?
They make ooze tubes too. They're bigger.
Yes,
than
they are. I saw those. I didn't want to double up on my thing, though.
that.
Wow.
The red one was the best.
Yeah.
All they need to do is pack some cannabis in there, and be good to go.
Yeah. I'm on board with that.
One and done. All right. Chris,
All
hit
right.
us up with the next snack.
Some other thing. Is it in English?
It's chicken.
Maybe.
That doesn't look like English, by the way.
No, it's from
Gansito.
Marinella brand.
Okay.
Gansito filled snack cake.
It's got a
I'm not
pretty
gonna
cool.
lie, that
first,
looks
that looks really
so
good. It's also got a pretty cool duck on it.
Yeah, it
there's
does.
oh, there is
The
there's
duck
a
mascot's pretty cool.
DuckTales.
Yo, where did you get these?
Bimbo.
Are you just ordering stuff now, or
I did not participate in the purchase of these. I now have people for this.
your wife?
Yeah.
All right.
He says people.
I mean,
He's
she's got an Amazon habit anyway. Might as well make good use of it.
Yeah. Oh, we got Prime.
Oh, they're individuals. Perfect. Oh, it looks like a chocolate-covered Twinkie.
Yeah, it does.
That's the only thing I can say as far as like a shape goes on it.
Not
like-
labeled for retail sale.
But it's got some like sprinkles on top.
It's built like a ho-ho.
Okay. All right, I'll go ho-ho. All right, let's try this. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to like the chocolate, but we're going to see. Oh.
Oh. Jimmy's making sounds. He's got no words yet. Oh, it almost ran away.
Shane's going to hate this.
It's got that ho-ho exterior
It looks like it's got like a nougat
with sprinkles. Then there's some sort of very thin layer
of
of
fruit something.
filling.
you get no fruit in there.
Right?
Yeah, it's not much.
It's there for color.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I got fruit.
Is it buried deep in there?
Uh-huh. It got thicker as I got toward the end. You got fruit? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a little dry.
Yeah, I could have been playing Starfield.
I mean, you can look at the cake, and it does look a little bit dry.
Mm-hmm.
But
That could be used to be dipping something.
I honestly liked it the more I ate it.
The back half was way better.
It was. It doesn't make sense, though, right?
They put all that fruit filling at the back.
You would think it'd be all the same, but what is that? What's that called again, Chris?
Bimbo.
No. Gansito.
Also need samples. Let's go.
Filled snack cake.
Thank you. Listen, family needs samples. All right. So, last snack of snack mode. I feel like this went really fast. We've done a lot of sweets.
Yep.
Yeah, we have.
We're going to go the other way. We're going to go Tapatio Salsa Picante Hot Fries.
Ooh.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, corn and potato snack. A salsa picante, hot sauce flavored seasoning.
I have a feeling
They
we'll
look
really
like-
like this.
They look like the
The hot
Andy
fries.
Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tapatio is currently my favorite hot sauce, so I am very
I'm going to open this up. Let's give it a smell. Chris, you might want to put your face in this one.
going
Oh.
They're real red, I bet.
Oh, they smell great.
Do they?
And they look better than the Andy Caps.
Mm.
Look at those. They look like crinkle cut French fries.
Oh yeah, they got a nice appearance to them.
Yeah. They look like crinkle cut French fries.
They look well seasoned.
All right, let's try these out.
I'm already enjoying this. Oh, that's really good.
Mm.
Yep. I could crush an entire bag. Oh, I breathed one. That was a bad plan. Don't breathe them.
Oh my God, those are good. Wow, they got a kick too.
Those are outstanding.
Wow. Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
The exact. I can't even talk. I got a little back of my throat.
That tastes exactly like Tapatio.
It got the texture of the Andy Caps hot fries, if you ever had them, in a crinkle cut look to them, and the amazing Tapatio flavor.
Those are the best. That's hand down the winner.
That's the winner for you?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I was going to go with the Ooze Chews.
Nope, this just knocked that off.
This knocked
Just
it off the
smacked-
pedestal.
Out of the
Also-
park. This is 1, 2, and 3.
Also,
Wow.
look at where this is on the heat meter.
The middle?
This is like dead middle of their heat meter.
Really?
So there's a hotter version somewhere.
Oh, these are spicy.
They got a good. It's a nice heat. A lingering.
Oh my God, I'm
you
gonna-
got those at the Dollar Tree?
Yeah, dude.
Shut up.
Lots of them,
The
too.
one right over here?
No, this one was in Victor. But I have
Right.
seen them there.
I might have to
Oh, man.
make a trip.
Wow. That was really good. Chris, is that your number one, too?
Easily.
Hands
Just
down.
Hands down.
Wow.
Unanimous victory.
So
When
good.
is the last time we've had a unanimous decision on these?
Been a while.
Man.
Been a while.
We have
29-27 or 30-27. That one.
Oh, that was so good. Like, my tongue is still burning a little bit. Is that enough heat for you, Chris?
I love it. I want the hotter version. I want whatever's on the.
We have to find it.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Let's get
Amazon, yeah, scan that package.
We're going to scan that. We're going to figure that out. So,
Doot.
oh, man. All right. Well, that was, it was a quick but
Quick
a
one.
super delicious snack mode. I mean,
Yeah.
really everything. There wasn't one that I'm like, God, this is awful.
Nothing was bad.
Nothing was
No,
bad.
it was good.
It was all
This
very-
is
Chris,
a
I appreciate you
success.
bringing some international flavors
Yeah,
to
the-
this thing.
The wagon wheels were very surprising. It was all around. Just didn't.
The crunch didn't make sense.
I was confused by him.
Never once did I know it was going to happen. It was like, oh, nope,
That's
wrong.
fair.
Nope, wrong.
Oh, man. All right. Well, for the first time in a very long time, in Missing the Mark Radio, we have a unanimous decision. The Tapatio's hot fries, salsa picante. Man, was that good.
Victory.
Wow, so good.
Winner,
Flawless
chicken
victory.
dinner.
Oh, all right. Well, that was, I don't know if we topped that, but Chris, I'm assuming you have some news stories
I
for us,
have
right?
the news.
All right. Well, then let's get right into this week's edition of Dirt Barbie News.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
I've got a nipple story.
After a wonderfully delicious edition of Snack World, we're into this week's edition of Dirt Barbie News. Chris has scoured the internet, or the internet has scoured him, probably the other way around, for the most ridiculous news stories he can find. So, Chris, take it away.
I feel scoured.
As you should. I feel like you should have introduced that segment.
I mean, you can introduce it. It's your show.
That's all right. Is it?
This edition of Dirt Barbie News is brought to you by several sponsors, including the lovely Miss Jackie, who gave us this iPad in a wonderful rose gold that I'm still using because I can read much more easily. Totina's Pizza Rolls, and Dirt Barbie Golf, the finest in used golf equipment and apparel. Dirt Barbie Golf would like you to know that you're worth it, you've earned it, buy that new driver, it'll definitely improve your game.
Aw. It's lovely that our fake sponsor thinks I should buy new things.
That was supposed to be giantly sarcastic.
Yeah. I want.
I got it. I
actually do want a new driver.
I know. That's why it's funny.
Beside the point, though. I did not go golfing this weekend either.
Oh,
Life got in the way.
it does that.
It's all right. All right, hit us up, Chris. Let's go.
Coming out of Chicago.
Chicago, you're out. No? Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Been a while.
Chicago TV news crew robbed at gunpoint while reporting on a
boy.
string of robberies.
Isn't it ironic?
They're like, this is where it happens, and then it happened to them. It's like, right behind us is where it goes down, and then it went down.
And then, oh shit, we're in the news. We are the news.
The news is now the news.
And crime does not sleep in Chicago. The
No, it does
Spanish
not.
language station Univision Chicago said a reporter and photographer were filming just before 5 a.m. Monday in Chicago's West Town neighborhood.
That's a bad idea. Why would you
5
do that in
a.m.?
the daylight?
That's like the safest time.
Still dark.
It's still dark.
You should know.
I would. But like
So early.
generally, yeah, everybody who stayed up late to do crimes is already gone to bed by 5 a.m.
I don't know. Maybe they're on, on a Coke run and they just keep going. You know,
Coca-Cola. They're drinking a lot of Coca-Cola to sugar.
No.
PG, remember?
The drug.
We've already dropped. You might have to put a rating on this thing.
I do every episode now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I put an explicit. You know, if you look at it, if you downloaded the episode or looked at it, you'd see that it has the little E next to it.
You do that every time now, even if we want to drop one F-bomb?
Yeah, I figured might as well roll with it. Yeah, why not, right?
All right. Because I did drop at least 2.5.
Yeah, I know.
This time.
I know.
Yeah.
See, I told you that's why I gotta go back to wrestling.
See, the more swearing comes out, the more passionate I get about something.
All right.
Brooks.
This episode was the second robbery this month involving a Chicago news crew.
Wait, is this a continuation of the first headline?
It's still the same one, yeah.
It's the same story, yeah. No, this is the second news crew to get boosted in the month of August.
We just went on a tangent, and he just waits for us to stop.
Yeah. That's the whole point.
That was great.
Never goes where you want it to, I don't think.
It goes places. That's all it has to do.
All right,
They don't have to be places I want to go.
So 2 news crews got robbed while reporting on robberies?
Yes.
Well, the one got robbed while reporting on robberies. The other, there was the second news crew that got hit.
Same crew, I wonder?
No, they were just there. This one was just to cover a weekday afternoon news conference.
Bystanders.
Yeah. So it wasn't. They weren't. I mean, it was a news crew, but yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah. They're gonna have a safety meeting.
they probably should.
Safety briefing.
They should all need to take self-defense courses.
Hey, don't get robbed.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Don't carry
Safety
cash.
officer, appreciate you.
It'd be hilarious if they took the camera and
This one hit Facebook, and usually I try and avoid things that I see circulating on Facebook just to try and stay a little less mainstream. But
sure.
ABC 7 Los Angeles, dog runs away from home, sneaks into Metallica concert at SoFi Stadium.
I saw that.
Yes, you did.
The dog snuck into the concert and just kind
There's
of
a picture. He's just there in a seat having a blast.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to be that dog.
Yeah, be great.
I want to go see Metallica.
There was initially a worry that the dog was abandoned or somebody had, There was a
No,
problem.
just
But turns
snuck
out
out
he
and-
broke out on his own to go and see the concert.
Just really wanted to hear
At
some Metallica,
SoFi
you know?
Stadium of all places, like that's a long way to walk.
Yeah.
People were mad at the owners for losing their dog. Like, he ran away.
It happens, you know?
And ended up in like
Yeah.
the coolest place of all time.
Right? That's a story they're going to tell for the rest of their lives.
At least the
My
rest of their
dog
dog's
ran
life.
away, but guess where he went?
Right.
So
Somewhere we couldn't afford to go.
I love that he just looks like he's just chilling, having a blast. Like, this is great.
Like he found like a seat and everything.
yeah. I mean, I don't know how he found an empty seat at a Metallica concert, but
Tough.
probably standing up, you know? He's like, I'm going to
Yeah.
sit. You're not going to sit.
Right, you're gonna stay
Seats
this whole time.
just play for you to stand.
It's true.
Tough for a dog to see.
Dog was all there for ears, all ears.
All right, moving on and getting on to this week's theme, which is obesity.
What? Is that a fat joke?
It might have been.
I think
I
it
have
was.
no
There's
idea.
going to be a
Hit us
whole.
with the headline.
There's going to be a whole load of them. From the United Kingdom, revealed obese patients treated on hospital ground floor because of fears of crumbling concrete collapse.
Is there really anything more to add to that?
Yeah. Remember how they always told us, like, oh, yeah, I mean, the United Kingdom, they have free health care. Well, it turns out that they made their hospitals out of this stuff called RAC, reinforced autoclaved aerated concrete, which is 80% air.
Oh.
They made air bubble concrete, and they used it in like government municipal buildings. And now they can't put heavy people on the top floors because it may collapse inward.
I love watching the meter here because you have gotten exponentially more excited reading these headlines
Oh, well, yeah,
than you
this
have
one-
with anything else that we've talked about so far.
I am here
Even
for
with the
government
muscles and
sucking.
mayhem.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that was awesome.
I've abandoned NPR voice.
You
I
have.
didn't have it.
It's kind of liking it, you know.
Yeah.
It's very stupid.
RAC, a lightweight building material used up to the mid-1990s, is thought to be present in buildings at 34 hospitals across England.
Oh boy.
And the government has pledged that 7 of the worst affected will be replaced by 2030.
2030? That's 7 years from now.
Gives me one building per year.
Ugh.
The material is deemed a risk because it is aerated and, quote, bubbly, and less dense than traditional concrete, being described as, quote, 80% air and like an aero bar.
So basically, it looks like sponge candy.
Yeah, it's sponge candy
That's
hospital.
why the heavy people can't go on the second floor or
Makes
higher.
sense, you
That's
know.
what I would eat the concrete. It's like, this looks delicious.
Man. I do like sponge candy.
So there's other there's other problems, including they can't let
Says the obesity themed guy.
they can't let like work crews go up on the roof with certain equiment because it's
Sure,
a
they're gonna
hazard
go
to
through.
everyone below. Yeah,
They don't got a helicopter pad.
perilous
No.
state, budget cults.
You gotta fly into the backyard.
Find some grass near their hospital.
Yeah.
Apparently, they built a school out of
Empty
this, which
parking
collapsed.
Spot. Oh.
Yeah,
You think they'd be in a little more hurry, especially with the hospital, you know?
yeah.
Well, all right.
All right. Next fat headline.
Now keeping things heavy.
Yo, he came prepared with these
He
jokes.
really
Listen,
did.
the theme
He's thought about this for a
the
week and a
themes
half.
just find me. Like I don't come here like, yeah, everyone's gonna die on Dirt Barbie News tonight. It's just that's what the news is. And this week the news is fat.
I suppose that could be a theme every week, but
Police.
Snack time.
Yes.
yeah, it's snack mode.
Snack mode.
We're contributing. Yay.
Police stop Nebraska man for bucking the law with a bull riding shotgun in his car.
How do you get a bull in your car?
You heavily modify it. You remove half the windshield and add all kinds of bracing.
Okay. Why?
He made himself into a parade.
Nebraska.
He's a parade
Fair.
float.
Oh.
Like he takes this and rides in parades. He has a gigantic bull in his Crown Victoria,
Oh, boy. Of course it's a Crown Vic.
who's named Howdy Doody. And here, there's actually a picture of him going down the road there for your enjoyment.
Oh, my God.
Like,
look
it
at,
is
look at the
enormous.
size of that thing.
Look at the horns. Like the horns extend
Wow.
out beyond. So naturally, this causes some public concern, and people picked up the phone and called the police. Entering the city.
That was on mic, bro.
Well then, yeah, that got picked up.
Hope it smells as bad as it sounded.
Yeah, he was attempting to win best car entry in the parade that day
Enchilada farts.
with him and Howdy Doody.
Him and Howdy Doody. Huh?
Hold on. Is it actually against the law?
Can I see more pictures? You got another picture there. See
Yeah,
it?
yeah. There's more
Let me see it.
pictures.
Oh my God! Look at the size of those horns.
Yeah, yeah. He seems
Holy
pretty. He seems
crap.
pretty docile. Howdy Doody's just out for a drive and he's loving it.
Yeah, he's just this is my life.
This
You don't know any
is the
better.
first report of the guy getting pulled over, but apparently he just does this. Like he's had this car and this bull, and he goes to parades, and
It
that's
can't
his
be
thing.
street legal, right?
I mean, yeah, probably not.
That's the parade.
Yeah, like parade floats aren't really
It's got
street
a
legal.
trailer, it and the bull in.
How does he pass inspection?
Doesn't the whole non-registered thing?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see a tag on the windshield. Guessing
Yeah,
there may be some violations.
Yeah, who's pulling the bull over though?
I'm not.
Yeah.
Ronnie Cohen would.
Can you imagine? Do you know why I pulled you over? He just looks to the bull. Inspection's out of date.
Listen, you mess with the bull,
Yeah,
you get the horns.
you get the horns.
Man, oh man.
But yeah, it does. The thing
I
doesn't.
think it's speaking of the horns. You think the horn on the car is now a cowbell? They're pretty good. I don't know why I need to make this motion.
Yeah,
like I'm
Yeah,
on
there's
radio. Yeah,
camera.
all these cameras.
Unnecessary.
Oh God, I suck.
But that's some. Yeah, that was some heavy news.
That's incredible.
Literally.
All right. Did you hear about the people who got shot at the White Sox game?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that happened. They weren't really sure initially that it was bullet wounds. They were just treating people who were bleeding, and they weren't really sure why. Because one of them was grazed, so it wasn't obvious that it was a gunshot.
Yeah.
Anyway, White Sox shooting happened after a woman snuck gun via belly fat.
She got a gun through metal detectors with her gut fat.
Yep.
Good God, what kind of udders is she?
Under the
Back in.
flaps.
Oh,
Just lifted one of them smelly
just
things up.
shoot me.
And would that...
She's lucky she didn't.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, she might have, if you'd been nearby.
I didn't even do that on purpose, but it worked out.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Yeah, smuggled it in
So what
to
was
guaranteed rate field in a highly unusual way, which I wonder, like, does that defeat the metal detector, or do you just not go investigating when you find...
Oh, that's a good question.
When the beep goes off, you're like,
They're not picking up flaps.
I'm not getting paid enough to go into the folds.
Yeah.
That's
Just go
probably
beep,
what
and
really
they
happened.
Maybe just assume it's an underwire.
Oh God, it's more like a freaking.
Well, it wasn't.
Oh, I had it too.
It wasn't
let's go.
chest fat. It was belly fat.
Mm.
They specified, so it wouldn't have been in the underwire vicinity.
Oh.
Oh, I got it now. It's way too late, but I was gonna say it's not an underwire; it was rebar. Damn, that would have been good at the time. Shit.
Could have used that rebar in those UK hospitals to hold their aerated
Ooh,
concrete
good
together.
point. Fail all the way around. What was she shooting at? Like what?
Wait, what did? Yeah, what
Was she just going to open fire, or does she have a specific aim?
There is no report whatsoever about why the gun went off or who it was
So in
intended
other words, they were just
for.
more concerned about how she got it in there because she's a fat slob.
Yeah, well, they just tucked it into a fold, and apparently that's good enough to get past
Do you
security.
think she lifted a boob?
No,
And then put it
gut.
on-
She's
it
They
was
said
definitely
belly
gut.
fat. They
Definitely
said,
belly.
They said
Okay,
belly
all right.
fat.
She stuck it in her belly button. Got lost.
Can't find my 22.
Pulls out a sword.
On Monday, Chicago police said
It's
that
deep.
investigators... Wait for this.
Oh.
On Monday, Chicago police said that investigators had, quote, almost completely confirmed the shots had come from inside the stadium. So Chicago
Almost?
police, hard at work.
Chicago police were unsure where the shots came from.
They found the gun, but they're not
Why did
really...
so much of tonight's Dirt Barbie News come from Chicago?
I got 2 stories from Chicago. That's
That's impressive.
where the
right there.
shenanigans are.
Mm.
That's where they were last week, anyway.
That was
Wow.
the worst part about that whole thing is not. I mean, yes, the worst part is she shot somebody, but then I'm getting visions in my head of how
Two
she got it
people.
in there. You just have
Hold
this.
it up,
You-
tuck it
you-
in,
you-
put it
your
back.
brain goes. You're trying to
Yeah.
imagine, like, where am I going to holster this?
I've got it figured out, and it's still gross. So gross.
That gun got wet.
Oh, bro.
There ain't no way it came out dry.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's...
Did she get shot?
I want to vomit up snack mode now,
It's unclear whether she was one of the 2 women who were shot.
and then eat all the snacks again because they were delicious.
Yes, they were.
The Chicago police are sure that the bullets have come from inside the stadium now. That's as far as they've gotten. They know specifically it was belly fat, but beyond that, it's...
Gives a new term to them being bacon.
I just threw up my mouth a little bit.
All right. Well, let's
Cops
move on.
picking guns.
While you're still fresh with bile.
Ugh. This doesn't
Speaking of
bode well.
bile, it would have been real funny if it was a
That'd been real
puking
good.
story.
This story is not fat but heavy.
All right.
Georgia man arrested for stealing his neighbor's entire front porch.
I just envisioned some redneck with a pickup truck hooked the porch up to a
It's
rope
mine, bitch.
or a chain and just took off.
You know, at today's lumber costs, that thing was valued at about $3,000, so it is grand theft.
Does it say that they took it whole?
Was I right at how it happened?
The method of removal.
Pickup truck and chain. Come on, pickup truck.
You know what? There's no detail on.
How do you
How
leave that
he
out? What kind of
moved it.
shoddy news reporting is this?
Well, it's coming straight out of someplace in Georgia. That's what you got. Fox 5 Atlanta.
Not about peaches, so they don't care.
So
Millions of them.
you've heard of porch pirates, but this is an entire new level. A
Porch
full
became the boat.
8-foot by 10-foot porch.
That's a big
Gone.
porch to
I
just
told
take.
you it was big.
Just gone.
Oh, man.
Investigator Chris Stapler said it was very well constructed.
So I
Oh, there's a
assume
picture.
whole.
Here's the porch.
Huh.
And he just left it in the yard, apparently.
It looks in pristine condition,
It's in
too,
good
which
shape.
means he had to, like,
Oh, they did. Oh, I guarantee you that porch was not attached.
It doesn't seem like
it wasn't attached to the house.
It wasn't attached to the house, and it wasn't.
house.
Oh, wasn't
Yeah.
attached to the trailer.
I'm gonna guess trailer.
It wasn't attached anywhere.
Does it say?
I don't think it was in
Nope.
the ground. I think it was just sitting on the ground. They were like, "It is mine now."
So you think he just dragged it, or did he have a...
I don't know. There was machinery involved for sure.
must have done when he wasn't home.
Oh yeah. Or in the middle of the night sleeping, wake up, porch is gone.
No, that's a big enough porch where you're making a ruckus.
Oh,
Oh,
this
here we
may
go.
have been a independent porch, not attached to any home at all.
Oh,
So it says that.
doesn't make sense.
It just says that
They drove the house away.
Robin Swanger. His name is Robin for starters. The thief.
All
It's
right.
Robin Swanger.
That's perfect.
Allegedly
That's great.
walked past several no trespassing signs and took the porch, which was not attached to a home at the time of the alleged theft. So it may have just been on the property.
So how did he
This
take
is
it?
way
though?
less of a story now, though.
Hold up. How did he take it?
Well, yeah, like nobody walked out their front door and fell into the grass, which would have been even funnier. But
Yeah, this
That's
is
what
way
we were
less of a
picturing.
story. So
let me go
here's-
get the mail.
So here, all right. So here's what's happened. Basically, it was a porch that he got probably from somebody else who didn't need it on their house anymore, didn't want it. He didn't have anything to do with it yet, but wanted to keep it, so he put it out in his field, and then somebody just took it. End of story. It's way less funny.
Not that quite end of story.
Oh, but
Deputies
wait.
identified Swanger as a suspect and had been on the lookout for him for several days. When they were called to his home for a domestic disturbance, they said that Swanger had gotten into a fight with his wife, who had been throwing rocks at their house.
All that makes sense.
Swanger was charged with 2 counts of domestic violence, including battery for the incident, in addition to 1 count of felony theft for stealing the porch.
Freaking swing.
Showed up to the domestic dispute.
So they
and,
found
"Oh,
they found the
this
missing porch.
looks out of place.
They found the missing porch on the domestic disturbance call. It's like, hey, you guys have been looking for a porch? Remember that guy with the whole porch missing?
So stupid.
We found it.
There it is.
So stupid.
That's awesome.
Ugh. People are dumb and
And on that note of
stupid.
disgust from Jamie, that is the end of Dirt Barbie News.
That's awesome.
I'm disappointed in the stupidity in this world now.
You're disappointed? I'm entertained.
It's all
Are
content.
you not entertained?
I am.
It's great.
It's all content.
Oh, so much content has been consumed and then regurgitated as we produce more content off the content.
Consumed is the right word for this theme.
I like it. True, with the fatness. And
The fatness.
Yeah,
the
the
whatnot.
fatness
The belly folds.
I'm still grossed out by that. So
It's not a fold, it's a holster.
it's true.
Concealed carry.
Don't get no more concealed than that.
I'm so grossed out because I'm just visualizing all of this, and now I'm gonna have nightmares about fat folds and guns.
I want to know. I want to know what kind of gun it was. 'Cause
And
I
you're
want to
going to
know.
listen to Bert Kreischer.
I want to know how. I want to know how big the cavity had to be.
Oh, it was huge.
The big cavity.
It'd be hilarious
Yeah.
if it's a goddamn rifle.
bitch.
He said it was a pistol.
Okay, I missed that part.
She
Yeah.
just hit a 357.
I was more concerned about the disgust in my brain.
Yeah, it was
She
like
just hit a whole
it's a
357.
fat fold.
Yeah, it's like a wheel gun.
357 Magnum.
Yeah.
Good God. Anyway.
She pulls it out. It's like, do you feel lucky? And then smells it. Just the whole length of the barrel.
I want to throw up.
It's not a smoking gun. It's a dripping gun.
Oh, God. I'm just seeing the smoke. Oh. I don't want to shut my eyes anymore.
It's not smoking. It's misting.
Oh. All right. You killed it. You should have stopped at the dripping barrel. Anyway, if you want to contribute to this nonsense, Missing the Mark Radio on Facebook, missingthemarkradio@gmail.com, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at MTM Radio Rock. And if the fall goes well, we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
See you.